Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into the show, I want to first apologize a bit in advance. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, so if I come across as sounding a bit nasally, that is the reason. Also, just the usual housekeeping. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, The Motley Experience, or at Motley Experience. That's MOTLEY_EXPERIENCE. And make sure to use the hashtag Stuff Explained as well when discussing this or previous episodes of the Stuff Explained podcast. All right, and here's the show. Life is a journey of exploration, learning, and growth. Basically, the world is full of fascinating stuff. Join me, Aristides Marousas, as I uncover interesting facts and discuss big ideas on Stuff Explained from the Motley Experience. Experience your world. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of Stuff Explained. Can't believe I've made it to 25 episodes, basically half a year, essentially. It's pretty crazy. This episode, I wanted to go into something that piqued my curiosity a few weeks or months ago, and that is the background, the story of Michelin stars. So if you watch any of the super popular food shows or travel shows or read about food blogging or anything like that, you'll know that Michelin stars are super important to the culinary industry. It's basically the Oscars of being a chef or restaurateur. But where did this come from? What are the criteria for them? And that's what we'll discuss in this episode of Stuff Explained from the Motley Experience. When we hear of a restaurant having one or more Michelin stars, we envision fine dining at its finest. It means that the restaurant and especially the restaurant chef are considered world-class in the food and dining experience they offer diners. Because of all the glitz and glamour, pomp and circumstance that surrounds Michelin stars, it might be surprising to learn that the origins of this rating system came from a need to sell tires. Yep. In fact, a very specific tire company was involved in this restaurant rating over 100 years ago. And if you haven't already guessed by now, that would be the Michelin Tire Company. In 1889, French brothers André and Edouard Michelin founded a tire company in Clermont-Ferrand. They created several innovations, such as removable pneumatic tires, the first automobile tire to handle speeds over 100 kilometers per hour, which is the equivalent of 62 miles per hour, might not sound like a lot now, but was a big deal back then, the first removable rim, and even rubber tires for trains. As far as innovations go, however, their most imaginative creation could arguably be the Michelin star. Now, around this time, there were approximately less than 3,000 vehicles on the road in France. Major roadways had not yet been constructed, and so the Michelin brothers decided to provide free travel guides beginning back in 1900. These guides were essentially books that shared travel destinations in France, maps, locations of mechanics and gas stations, and recommendations on lodging and dining. Now, besides offering drivers a helping hand, the Michelin brothers were hoping to encourage longer car trips, which in turn would lead to higher demand for their tires. As the years went on, the brothers began publishing their booklets in other European countries. The increase in popularity of the guides led to the decision to begin charging for them in 1920. By 1926, Michelin was publishing more in-depth travel guides with more of a focus on fine dining experiences, and in 1931, the company began using the 3-star system. Psst, hey you. Yeah. You over there listening to Stuff Explained from the Motley Experience.
So if you're already listening to Stuff Explained from the Motley Experience, why not take that next step and head on over to themotleyexperience.com/connect. Then all you got to do is enter your email address and you instantly become a part of the Motley Experience community. By doing this, you'll get the weekly insider newsletter that gives you all the latest and greatest from the Motley Experience, including updates from your favorite podcast, Stuff Explained. Again, themotleyexperience.com/connect. There's absolutely nothing like having custom-made quality music for whatever your project might be. So if you're in the market for custom-made music, look no further than Retcon Industries. They provide tailor-made music for all sorts, whether it's professional wrestling, podcasts, trailers, and so much more. They can do it for you. So for more information, go to www.retconindustries.com or email my good friend Greg at retcongreg@gmail.com. Retcon Industries can also be found on Facebook and on Instagram at Retcon Industries. That's RETCON Industries.
So Michelin has 3 stars that it gives out, 3-star ratings. 1 star means that the restaurant is very good in its category. 2 stars means that a restaurant has excellent cooking worth a detour. 3 stars means it's exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. Now, over the past century, Michelin has been able to retain the reputation as an authority on good taste. The guide is now in more than 25 countries, although in some countries, such as the US, the focus is only on specific cities. As for the reviewing process itself, Michelin does its best to remain secretive. The inspectors are said to have extensive background in the culinary arts, with some being former chefs. Inspectors are anonymous and might visit a restaurant multiple times over the course of a few years before nominating it for a star, all without taking any notes. Certain key criteria include the quality of the products, a chef's mastery of flavor and cooking techniques, the ability of a chef to add their own unique personality to the cuisine, and consistency between visits of both the food and dining experience. And it seems that consistency definitely is the critical aspect of all of this, because one bad night that happens to coincide with a visiting inspector could lead to no stars or even a removal of stars. Now here are the top 5 countries and areas by number of Michelin 3-star restaurants based on the 2018 and 2019 Michelin guides. Coming in first is Japan with 29 restaurants. Number 2 is France with 27 restaurants. 3 is the United States with 14 restaurants. 4 is a tie between Italy and Spain with 11 restaurants each. And in 5th place is another tie between Germany and Hong Kong with 10 restaurants each. And again, these are 3-star restaurants. Now, the top 5 cities with the most Michelin stars, regardless of 1, 2, or 3 stars, just in general. Tokyo takes the first place with 230 Michelin-starred restaurants. In second place is Paris with 123 stars. In third place, another Japanese city, Kyoto, with 103 starred locations, followed by Osaka with 97 starred restaurants, and in 5th place, New York City with 77 Michelin starred locations. And just to close off with some fun facts, in 1955, Michelin created the Bib Gourmand, which acknowledges restaurants serving high-quality meals at moderate prices to help encourage fine dining at more economic prices. And this last fun fact, Michelin's mascot, the one with the big pillowy silhouette, kind of looks like that huge marshmallow from Ghostbusters, is one of the world's oldest company mascots and was created back in 1898. This character does actually have a name, Bibendum, which originates from the Latin Nunc est bibendum, which translates to now is the time to drink. And this name was meant to insinuate that Michelin tires could drink up any obstacles in their way. And that's all for this episode of Stuff Explained. I hope you found it interesting. I certainly did. It took me a very long time to make the connection between Michelin stars and the Michelin tire company. I also didn't fully realize, I didn't know, that the Michelin tire company was a French company. I just never really thought of a tire company being in France before, you know? You think of France as like wine and stuff like that, and, you know, Michelin versus Michelin. And anyways, going on a tangent. So that's all. And until next time, hope you're all well. Tweet at us, at Motley Experience, # Stuff Explained, whether you enjoyed this show, things of that nature, any possible effects or outcomes that you might have had from your experiences. You wouldn't have outcomes, really. Experiences at Michelin restaurants. You could tell the cold medication is taking its effect on me right now. I know from my personal experience, or what the Michelin tire company may have done, is really set the template for good tires and really helped with the boom of transportation. And you can also kind of figure this out for yourself, because you can hear traffic in the background of this and other podcasts, and it's something I'm aware of and trying my best to minimize. So thank you, Michelin and other tire companies, for letting that happen. It's great. For the most part, it is great, except when you want to record a podcast and it's just a ton of cars on the road outside. Anyways, I digress. All right, for serious now. Until next week, everyone.
Stuff Explained is written and produced by me, Aristides Marusas. Music is produced by the talented Greg Massey of Retcon Industries. Visit themotleyexperience.com for more thoughtful original content, and you can also find links to the sources used for each episode of Stuff Explained. Like us on Facebook at The Motley Experience, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Motley Experience, and use the hashtag Stuff Explained. If you like this episode, leave a review, subscribe, and share with a friend. Thank you for listening.